Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be answering some of your questions. I had it loaded up here and then it disappeared. Okay, so I have a whole list of questions. I put out a post a couple of days ago on YouTube asking you guys for questions, and I did get quite a lot of them, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to get through these as quickly as I can. I know I can ramble and take way too long on these Q&As, so I'm gonna try to get through this quickly. I'm just gonna work from the top down to the bottom. If you're new here, my name is Julie. I'm a mom to 5, a homeschooling mom, and so my channel here is a lot about homeschooling and about what we eat and budget-friendly recipes and grocery hauls and day in the lives and stuff like that. If you're interested in joining my channel, hit that subscribe button. But we're gonna get right into the questions here. So the first question I have, Jasmine says, I would love to see a husband and wife evening routine. Someday I need to post an evening routine. I can see how that would be interesting and helpful maybe to see how someone else's evening runs. I guess there are a few reasons I haven't done one yet. Okay, I'll quickly give you the reasons. Number 1, it's chaotic. Evenings are a little bit chaotic. Number 2, evening time lighting is horrible. So I think it would be a bad quality video. Number 3, I think my third reason is that we don't have carpet in our upstairs. So we are very used to it. Our upstairs is just fine, as in like we don't have any good flooring. We ripped out our carpet when we moved in, and we just haven't saved up enough yet to put new carpeting down, so we have like subfloor. I'll show you. If you want to see, I'll show you what I'm sitting on. Yeah, that's what it is. It's just like subfloor. Okay, let me see if I can set this back up properly. We are very used to our flooring being like this, and honestly, it's fine. I can't complain. We're used to it, but it doesn't look very nice, and I don't know. I guess I just feel like a video wouldn't look nice on an evening routine because most of our evening is spent up here with getting the kids ready for bed. Okay, my next question is, how do you discipline your kids? What works and what doesn't? And I got a couple of questions like this about teaching your kids to obey, and I think I want to do a video all on obedience and at different ages and so on. Different methods of discipline work for each age, and so it's hard to say this is how we do it, but I do want to do a video more on that topic, so I will start writing notes for that, so a video like that can come out soon. Will you teach your kids French? So in Canada we have two languages, two official languages, English and French. And so my kids only know English. I did take French for a couple of years when I was in school, and I'm sure we'll do the same for our kids just to learn the basics of French. Actually, in our homeschool co-op this year, they did do some very basic French learning. And so I'd like to do some more of that as they get older, but I honestly haven't even thought about it enough to tell you what age we'll get more into that. And then Julie asked me, I would be interested in how much screen time you allow your children and when do you allow screen time use? Again, I think I need to do a full video on screen time, but typically rainy days is when they can watch a show. So if kids look outside and they see it's raining, then I will let them watch a show if it's like after school time. If it's a sunny day, they don't watch anything. They don't have any screen time. Friday nights we do a movie night. Saturday mornings they watch a couple of shows before breakfast. And then that's about it. Occasionally I'll let my oldest ones do some screen time, but like it's not even daily, like it's like once or maybe twice a week. So I'll also do a video talking a little bit more about that, but in general, they don't have very much screen time. I have a question about affording a house. How do you guys do it? Where we're living here in Ontario, houses are expensive, mortgages are expensive, rent is expensive. And so when we left our last house, we had been there for a few years, and so our price of rent was still fairly low just because the market had gone up, but we'd been in that same house, so we were getting a good price there. But when we knew we had to move, rent, so I'll just tell you this. So where we are in Ontario, if we were to go and look for a place to rent, we are a family of 7, so we can't rent just like a top floor or a bottom floor. We would need to rent a full house. And for us, that would be like $2,000 a month for like a basic house, like not a fancy house, but just a basic, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. We'd be looking at about $2,000 a month. Our house currently, our mortgage is about that same amount too. It's about $2,000 before utilities and stuff. So we did have to borrow a bit in order to get a down payment. But our monthly payments, whether it was rent or mortgage, are about the same. And so, yeah, it is expensive, and it's definitely being creative with only having one income in our family. I definitely understand the struggle to be able to save up money and to be able to afford things when you only have one income. And there's lots of sacrifices that need to happen in order to be able to save up money. But yes, we are, paying our mortgage now, but we're also paying back what we had to borrow in order to get this house. What do you do for you time? Well, honestly, I have about an hour and a half every day where I sit down and edit my videos. And I love doing that. Like, I love editing. I love everything to do with having a YouTube channel. I really enjoy that. So that is like my main hobby right now. Other than that, I love to go on like girls' nights out, girls' dates. Like, I love when I have a chance to go out with friends. I really enjoy that for time for myself. Other than that, I just, right now in this stage of life with 5 kids, I just feel like anytime I'm alone, that is like me time. No matter what I'm doing, whether I'm like cooking or I'm cleaning or anything, if I just have like a little bit of time to be by myself, that totally fills my cup. That totally like refreshes me. And so I'm very simple. That's all I need right now in order to just feel like I have a little break, a little energy booster. My next question, do you have plans to work outside the home in the future at all? And if so, what job would you apply for? I always thought that when my kids were grown, I probably would go back to work, even if it was just part-time. I don't know that I ever will. My husband's, and well, especially my husband's, but both of our dream is to one day get a lot of property and have a farm. And so if that is the course that we go, then I would probably end up working quite a few hours a week, just on the like business side, I guess, of having a farm. And so if we do get to that point that our dream is, that is what I would be doing. And I definitely wouldn't have time to go out and find another job. I would be busy enough with that and helping my husband out on the farm and stuff. So that's kind of what we're thinking is going to be happening, and what we're planning for. Would you consider starting an online business other than YouTube? I don't know. I would definitely be open to it, but there's nothing right now that I think I really want to do business like other than YouTube. How do you help your kids explore their interests, and do you incorporate that into your homeschool? That's a really good question. Up until this point, not really. I mean, a little bit if they have I'm trying to, like, especially my older ones often ask me questions that I don't even know the answer to. And so rather than say, I don't know, we'll have to look that up later, and then it never happening, I'm trying to be more on top of like, let's go and Google it. Let's ask Siri. Let's find this out, because I really do want them to be exploring what they're interested in, because those are the things that they really remember and that they really actually learn from. It doesn't just go in one ear or the other. They really absorb that information. And so incorporating it into our homeschool, I would say as a general rule, we haven't really done yet. My kids are still young, and so I have the subjects that we're learning, we learn those subjects. But as they get older and are more interested in going certain routes, I would definitely take that into consideration when I'm picking out their curriculum. But right now it's more just over and above our homeschool time. If they're interested in something, we look into it, we go look for library books on the subject, and try to learn as much as we can on that topic. Tips and tricks for homeschool when kids aren't motivated, or for when mom and kids are experiencing burnout. Motivation, that is one thing actually I want to get into, more of like a reward system for our kids, something to really motivate them. We have gone through times, back to the screen time thing, and I was talking to Andrew about this recently, saying with our older kids, because they're 9 and 8 now, maybe it is time to let them have like 30 minutes a day of like iPad time. Elijah bought a Minecraft app that he really wanted to do. We have ABC Mouse and other things Charity likes as well. And we were saying maybe we should get them to, give them that reward of 30 minutes of screen time a day after they're done their school day, just to give them something to look forward to. And they're old enough that like 30 minutes of screen time is not a big deal. But we're definitely considering that as like a reward, screen time as a reward. If mom and kids are experiencing burnout, we just take a day off. Like if I am feeling like dreading a day of school, or I'm so behind on, you know, laundry, or I'm so behind on something else that I really wish I had time for, we take a day off. And I don't have a problem just taking random days off of school sometimes. Sometimes we all just need it. Joyce asked me, what are your favorite types of books and movies? To be honest, I don't really care for movies. I love TV shows, like crime dramas and like mystery, like cop shows, and you know, humorous shows too. Like right now we're finishing up Parks and Recreation, and my husband and I have really enjoyed that show. But movies, I don't really get into movies. I would choose TV shows, like reality TV, anytime over movies. Books, I enjoy like books on motherhood and homeschooling as far as nonfiction goes, like anything by Sally Clarkson I'm really interested in, as well as Christian fiction. Not so much the romance books. I mean, if it has romance in it, that's great, but I like a little bit more adventure or mystery aspect to it. Dream vacation, okay. The couple of places I would want to go, or three. I have 3 places I would want to go first. To UK, I've never been there, and I think that would be awesome, like going to see England and Scotland and Wales and Ireland and some of those countries over in Europe. I would love to go see Israel, and that's something my husband and I have been dreaming of doing ever since we were married, since we got married, is going on a trip to Israel. I think that that would be so neat. The third place I would say is New Zealand. My step-grandma lived in New Zealand for a while, and so we'd always hear stories about New Zealand, and I just think that it sounds like such a pretty place, and it would be really neat to go visit there someday. I'd love a little more info on what you teach your kids, what you use to teach your kids piano, and to hear when you began playing. You're so talented. Thank you very much. So I started teaching, taking piano lessons when I was 7, and I took piano lessons all the way until I was, I guess I would have been 18. I was 18 when I stopped taking lessons, and that was when I took my piano teacher's exam. So here in Canada, we have something called the Royal Conservatory of Music, and you have grades going up from grade 1 all the way up to grade 10. So I took all those exams each year or every other year. So after grade 10, if you want to continue going, you can either take your performer's exam or you can take your teacher's exam. Of course, you have theory exams and a whole bunch of, like, my parents spent a lot of money for us to do, and a lot of time invested in all of us kids taking piano lessons. But I took my teacher's exam, so I have my piano teacher's degree. So if I want to start teaching piano again, like I did before having a few kids, it'd be very easy for me to get into because I have that degree, which is recognized as a teacher's degree here in Canada. Anyways, so for teaching my kids, I'm teaching my 2 oldest right now. I think my 3rd is going to start in the fall, and he's really excited about that. I use the Faber and Faber piano adventure books. I have looked into a lot of beginner piano books, and those are the ones that I think are the most thorough, that cover everything that your new student should be learning. So I will link those down below if you want to check those out on Amazon. How have you enjoyed your new house in Newtown? We love it. We love having our own house, and the new town that we're in has been really interesting to learn too. It's quite a lot smaller than the city we were in, and so I really actually enjoy that. I like the slower pace. I like the friendliness of people as we go into stores. I notice how much more friendly people are here, and how much more not just the people, but like the employees are a lot more friendly and kind of take the time to talk to you more, because it's not the fast pace that I was used to in the city we were living in. So I really like that. What's one thing your kiddos have missed most during quarantine? Their friends. Some of their sports that they would have been in, I know that they're missing that too, but they miss their friends in church and their cousins, and just all those regular get-togethers we were having that they're not having now. And they don't really vocalize it a ton, but there've been a few days where they're just a few more meltdowns and a few more bad attitudes and just a few more like random tears, and I just know it all stems from just feeling out of sorts and missing going out and seeing their friends. What made you decide to start a YouTube channel? I wanted to for a long time before I did start. I was like, should I start one? It'd be kind of fun. For the most part, it was just, I thought that would be fun. I love the community aspect. So there's other people who post videos and they communicate with other people who post videos, and it's like a little community, and I thought that would be fun to join. Not only am I watching these other moms and commenting on their videos, oh, I love your stuff, and they can't see who I am. Now that I have a channel, I can communicate with them. They can also come back and watch my channel and kind of have a face to the name of the person who's commenting. And so the community aspect is a lot of fun, and I just wanted it for a hobby. And it's my main hobby right now, and I love it. Would you ever do a meet and greet? I don't know, maybe if I had enough people that I thought would maybe come. I think that would be a lot of fun, but I don't know if my channel will ever go to that size. We'll see. What things have you been doing during this quarantine? So I've been trying to grow my knowledge. I've been trying to spend more time learning things that I don't usually have time to spend time on. Like for instance, I've been experimenting with sourdough bread, which has been fun, and listening to podcasts and reading blogs and stuff on sourdough to learn more about it, and trying out new recipes and stuff. So that's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed that. I've been doing a lot of organizing. That's what else I've been doing. I had a whole list before this started of different areas in my house I wanted to organize, and I have gotten most of them checked off. So it's been kind of nice to have that time, that extra time. Okay, so my last question here, how do you structure your time with reading the Bible? Do you just read the Bible, read from a devotional, or follow along with a Bible study? So I've done different things over the years. Right now I don't have any devotional. I kind of want to get a devotional. So if you guys have suggestions on that, leave that below. Something that would be applicable to my life right now, like motherhood. But currently what I'm doing is I'm reading through the Gospels, and I was reading through the Old Testament, and I got about halfway through it, I think. And then I was like, okay, I want to go read the Gospels now. So I'm into reading the Gospels. I'm in the middle of Mark, but I want to read Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, and then read them over again and just get to learn more about the different writers of those Gospels, and more about what they saw and what they wrote about in their time with Jesus here on earth. So I just want to spend some time studying the Gospels. And you have certain times you pray by yourself with your kids and with your husband. My main prayer time is when I do my devotions in the morning, and then again at night, right before I fall asleep. I'm praying before I fall asleep. There are other times in the day that I will, like sometimes if I'm washing the dishes, if it's quiet, I'll just pray as I'm washing the dishes, or I'll just pray here and there. But it's definitely more a little chunk here, a little chunk there. I don't have like an hour of time just to sit and pray. So that's it for my questions. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing all these answers, and I loved all of the video ideas you left me on that post as well. So I'm definitely going to do some of those video suggestions you gave me. If you have any more video suggestions, go ahead and put that down below, because I'm always looking for new ideas. I want to post what you guys want to hear, so I'm all up for your ideas. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you soon.